That the original United States seal created by Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin was Moses parting the Red Sea. When someone testifies in court, they have to agree to the oath. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? One major shown of religion in government is that within the first 126 words of the Declaration of Independence, it states that there is a Creator. He gives us our inalienable rights. He has a moral law which governs man. The government to protect the rights he gives, and below the God-given rights you rule by the consent of the governed. Also, the Bill of Rights exists for no other purpose than to make sure that we have the right to practice what the Creator told we could. Ben Franklin said a quote on the American faith saying, "There is a God. We will have to answer to him when we meet him. The best way to make him happy is to serve him, and the best way to serve him is to serve his fellow man." A great quote from Living for Leadership, the training manual from the United States Air Force from 1954 states, "The idea uppermost in the minds of men who founded the United States was that each and every human being was important. They were convinced that the importance of the individual did not come from any grant from the state. This importance of the individual did not come from any position he had achieved, not from the power he had acquired, nor from any wealth he had amassed. They knew that the importance of man came from the very source of his life because man was made in the image and likeness of God. He had a destiny to achieve. He had inalienable rights and the inherent and freedom to achieve it." That is the basic idea. Another great quote is from Noah Webster from 1832. Noah Webster is personally responsible for some of the constitutional language. Specifically, Article 1, Section 8, he said, "The brief exposition of the Constitution of the United States will unfold to young persons the principles of Republican government, and it is the sincere desire of the writer that our citizens should early understand that the genuine source of the correct Republican principles is the Bible, particularly the New Testament or Christian religion." From all of this information, and even more that I gathered that I would not be able to statement, it is my belief that the prayer banner at Cranston High School West should stay up. It would be immoral, unjust, and unconstitutional to take down this prayer and historical document. I will leave you with one question to ponder. If there is no God who grants us inalienable rights, I thank you for this time. Sincerely, Eric Ferrari.
We also have a second student from Cranston West, Taylor Granger. I'll have Taylor read her statement this time.
Hi, my name is Taylor Granger, and I'm a sophomore at Cranston.
Stand up.
No, she doesn't have to stand up. She doesn't have to stand up.
No, please don't yell out either.
Please don't yell at her, please. Taylor, just speak the best you can.
Okay, so like Eric, I'm a student at Cranston West, and I'm here because I don't necessarily believe that we should leave the prayer as it is, and I know that a lot of you disagree, so if we could all just let each other speak respectfully, that would be great, thank you. There seems to be a lot of fear here about promoting the atheist religion and that atheists are trying to erase God. And the real issue isn't that every empty wall is a testament to atheism. It's just that. It's just an empty wall. It doesn't say anything about there not being a God. It's an empty wall. So removing the prayer wouldn't be saying there's no God. It's just saying we're not going to have this banner out. A testament to the atheist faith, if you would like to call it that, would be having something that says there is no God or religion isn't right or something like that, but which no one is suggesting at all. And no one's suggesting that we take away the morals that are found in this prayer. We actually do have a school creed up, too, that says a lot of the same things. And the morals found in the prayer are one of the reasons why everyone at the ACLU has agreed to allow a rewording of it. And a lot of people do agree that it could be reworded. And actually, is it Tara? Is it? I think you actually had a very good idea about having different religions, having the prayer translated into different religions, or having different religious prayers to show the diversity of students at Cranston and to allow all of them to have their religions expressed. Because if we're going to allow one and say that taking it down would be discriminating against those students, why don't we allow all of the students to do that? that was actually a valid idea, and that could be a valid idea too.
Keep it in its original form in different language.
No one would object to that. You two can?
Absolutely not. Good idea.
That's basically it. No one's trying to remove Christian beliefs from our schools. No one's trying to say that they're wrong. Just that if we're going to promote one religion, let's either promote all of them or none of them.
We're okay with that. No, that's
Yeah.
as long as it's in an original form.
Mr. Mahdi?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before I get into my position, a couple of things that I want to say personally, somewhat extraneous to the issue. And that is first and foremost, as a member of the school committee, I am 100% proud of the students that have had the opportunity to speak. Mr. Borelli, Mr. Grenga, Allison Barnett, who presented cogent, intelligent arguments on both sides of the fence. And I think that's the very essence of what America stands for, that we are allowed to express our opinion freely and to respect one another's opinions. And I should say to you that if these three young people represent the Cranston school system, then the Cranston school system is in great shape. And I mean that sincerely, because they presented themselves very, very well. Also, and I can speak personally because I know Ray Borsha, and Ray Borsha, you're my friend, and you've been my friend a long time. And nothing bothers me more than when people come to school committee meetings, Ray, and say, this is a done deal. I assure you, this is far from a done deal, because we would have never gone into this exercise and started this thing way back in August to November to now having meetings. And I can tell you that every single stitch of paper that I received, that Mr. Trafficante received, and that Mrs. Culhane received was read and digested and given its rightful cause in this position. The two young students that are on this committee, well, their reactions speak for themselves. They obviously did their homework on this, and there is no done deal, I assure you. And as I told Mr. Young tonight before the meeting started, there is no done deal tonight, because this is a subcommittee. All we can do is make a recommendation. It's going to go before the full school board hearing, school committee, and we are going to afford a special meeting specifically for this issue to debate the issue on the floor in public, open, honest, and transparent, so that you know that's what's going to happen. And that is not, so Ray, it is not a done deal by any stretch of the imagination, and I know you and I respect you and I know you know that, and I give you my word that it's not a done deal. The only other thing that I want to say is, Mr. Pizzullo, you were articulate, but for God's sake, take that stupid Red Sox shirt off.
I paid umbrage.
Break him down, he's a Red Sox fan. That being said, and in all sincerity, and I just want to shed light, just a little levity on what's a very, very serious and emotional issue to everybody, is in this room, to the children in this room, to the adults in this room, and beyond, to all of the citizenry, as people have cogently put it, not just to the city of Cranston, but to the state of Rhode Island. And when I first spoke on this topic, I told you that I was perplexed, because I had to weigh my role. I had three roles that I had to weigh up. First of all, I had to weigh up my issues as my role as a practicing Catholic. And when we use the word practicing Catholic, some people use it in different forms. But I can proudly say that I pray each and every day to a higher authority, to a Heavenly Father, to God, to Jesus. That's my personal preference, and I do that every day. With that role superimposed upon the role as an elected official for the people of the city of Cranston. The people of the city of Cranston, citywide, elected me to be on the school committee. So I have that in my face as well, that I have to represent and be a voice for the people of the city of Cranston. And lastly is my role as a lawyer. And I know my good friend from that brilliant class of 1980, Classical High School 1980, Anne Marie Macarone's in the room, and I often, lawyers, we look at things differently, and we look at things what the law would say. And while I may disagree with Ms. Bonnet on her reading of what the Supreme Court has said on the topic, I think that that's an open debate. And those are the three hats that I have to wear. And believe me, Ray, I took this home, and I have pondered this day in and day out, day in and day out, and day in and day out. And the observations that I make, at first, I will admit to you that I looked at this purely as, not purely, but I looked at one of the issues that I needed legal counsel, and Mr. Chairman, you'd advise me to be a little long-winded tonight. I asked legal counsel to address the issue regarding the defense of this issue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just the defense of the issue, it's the, because, you know, based on whatever theory you may have, it could be in the $500,000 to $1 million, that sort of thing. And I also asked them to look at not only that $1 million to be spent if we can't get somebody to do it, and we can't just quickly say somebody will do it pro bono, because there aren't many lawyers that are going to do $1 million worth of work pro bono. But I also asked Mr. Cascione to look into the issue of, well, what are these groups going to do for us? And if we lose, who's going to pay the other side's attorney's fees? So on top of that, there was that monetary issue. And so I was concerned about that issue, because as an elected official, I have to be concerned about that issue. But I kept coming back to the issue at hand and the other two hats that I wear. And the first thing that truly bugged me about the whole issue, to be very honest with you, is the use of the word offense or offended. I don't know, in my mind, and this is my personal opinion, that school prayer can be described as offensive, and I don't see it as such. I will tell you that swastikas offend me. I will tell you that flag burnings offend me. I will tell you that hate crimes offend me. I will tell you burning mosques offend me. And you know, by the